the kind of girl.
Hi, everybody. How we doing? I myself am feeling very accomplished. Not because of this still has a chance to go sideways. But I'm feeling very accomplished because I am 31 and I just got my driver's license. Thank you. Don't be too excited. It did take me 2 tries. And I don't want to entirely blame the instructors. But taking your driver's test late in life is a little bit like losing your virginity. You know, you don't want to do it in the car with the guy who's addicted to CrossFit and smells like Axe and mommy issues. Stressful. You want to do it with the guy who's older, experienced. The kind of guy who looks like he could walk up to a startled horse and be like, shh. But since I just got my license, I did spend all of my 20s without one, which meant that late at night, I had to make some decisions. Am I gonna risk the after-hours subway? Am I gonna pay that much for an Uber? Or am I gonna do a secret third thing and sleep around? Now, it wasn't just that I was insatiably horny. It was that I was on this hunt, this mission, this quest for a bed that was nicer than mine and closer to work. But when you're looking for somebody like that, you have to be very specific. You're looking for somebody who is attracted enough to you to invite you back to their bed, but respectful enough that when you're unconscious, the only thing they're gonna touch is themselves. Now, I discovered something, which is not surprising because all information is new in your 20s, but I discovered this correlation, this relationship I had never known existed in sleeping around, and that was this right here, which was great bed, bad dick. I'm really sorry for anybody in the audience who has a nice bed tonight. But it was true. I started sleeping with a wealthy man who would take us around to hotels, very nice beds, 1,000 thread count. But if he was God's gift from the waist up, it was some kind of family curse from the waist down. I'm not here to size shame. Everybody's working with what they have. But when it's not much, there's just a few things you shouldn't do. And one of those is to laser all of the hair off of your body. I suspect he was going for some kind of high contrast situation. But for me, it just brought to mind images of the bunny hill at a ski lodge, and that is white, bald, and child-sized. Overcoming all of that, I just couldn't get over the safety hazard. You can't get on top with no friction. If there is no seatbelt and nothing to hold you on, it is just a slip and slide with no sides. Nobody wants to be up there doing all of that work, just thinking, grip with your knees, for God's sake. Stay up. On the other end of the spectrum, I don't know if any of you have ever gone home with a hungry line cook. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That guy that's gonna take you home to his basement apartment, lay you out on a box spring, and let me tell you, he is going to make you come because he wants to come over to your house and sleep in a real bed. Now, one time when I was out hunting for pillows, I had come across what I thought was the perfect guy. He was so nice. He looked like the kind of guy that would let me lay my head down without gently pushing my head down. He checked all the boxes. He was local, and he looked like I could overpower him physically should it come to it. And we had a lovely evening. Everything was going well, but something was nagging me. I just couldn't fuck him. I was like, all right, here we go to bed. And I slept well. I dreamed. That is how well I slept in this stranger's bed. So I woke up in the morning. He had been a perfect gentleman. The sleep was amazing. And I thought, maybe he is gonna get lucky. And then I rolled over, and there, on the nightstand, was a framed photo of himself, clearly his father, and they were both shaking hands with Donald Trump. When I tell you I wish it had been a dead animal on that nightstand instead, O.J. Simpson's glove, anything else. But I knew then, my answer, that little thing that had been nagging me, why couldn't I fuck him? And it's because my pussy is a Democrat. I always thought it leaned a little bit to the left, but it seemed rude to ask. So after a few misadventures, I decided to start looking a little closer to home. And by closer to home, I meant fucking my coworkers. You know, we've already got some things in common. And one day I thought I had found it. The perfect combination of dick and down feathers. He was a manager, but not my manager, so enough to fulfill that authority figure kink without getting HR involved. He was Canadian, so even as a man, he already knew how to say sorry. And it was perfect. Everything went well. He was generous anatomically. And I got to come without plugging my vibrator in, which is just a win for everybody. So I came into work the next day, feeling a little smug, a little bit of that post-O glow. And I'm working behind the bar. And who sits down at the bar but Mr. Kelsey Grammer, Fraser himself?
Yes.
Thank you. And I'm looking at him and I'm thinking, man, I bet you he's got a really nice bed. And before I can even shoot my shot to see what kind of pillow count he has, this beautiful woman sits down next to him. And of course, because he's old and famous and she's hot and young, he strikes up a conversation with her. And he says to her, hey, honey, where are you visiting from? And she says, I'm here from Canada. And my ears perk up and I think, I know a Canadian. And she says, that's awesome. What are you doing here? And she says, I'm visiting my boyfriend. He says, what does he do? She says, he's a manager here at this restaurant. And as if it couldn't get any worse, he follows up with the sweetest of all questions, which is how long you kids been together. And she says, 5 years. Now I am sweating bullets behind the bar. I am watching this exchange like a gothic tennis match. It is horrifying. But I'm feeling this mixture of emotions, this strange mixture of embarrassment and gratitude. You know, Kelsey Grammer had just revealed to me a problem that I didn't even know I had. And here I was, as an uninsured hospitality worker, getting a free therapy session from Dr. Fraser fucking Crane. Thank you guys so much.